so we got 5 people in here. Yes, it's been a long time, Scorpio. A long time. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know if y'all can hear me alright. I'm in my car, so just let me know if y'all can hear me good. If not, I'll do some adjustments. What's up, Pamela? Hey, everybody. Alright, I'm gonna just wait till we get a few more people in here, and then I'm gonna update y'all on everything that's been going on. Yeah, it's been hectic. I haven't been on here in a whole year and almost 2 months. I've never gone that long without being on my channel. I've had a lot going on. Glad to hear it. You've made a full recovery. You're back in my sick. Yes, it's been rough. I can tell you that. Okay, so we got 15 people in here. Oh, it's real low. Okay, hold on. Okay, can y'all hear me a little better? If not, I might need to just unplug my charger. Can y'all hear me a little better now? Just let me know if y'all can hear me good. If not, then I'll make some adjustments. Sound better. Okay, good. It's low. It's low and staticky, Capricorn. Okay. I've missed y'all so much too. Okay, y'all drop a 1 if you can hear me good. Drop a 2 if you can't hear me that well. Just so I know. It's better. Better. Okay, good. Good. Okay. All right, great. So, all right. All right, perfect. Okay. Yeah, so all right. So, y'all as y'all know, like I haven't been on here and with me being a single parent and stuff, it just okay. You know what then? Okay, yeah, if y'all can't hear me, hold on. I'm about to just what's up, Ovo 6 remix? What's funny? Okay. Look, if y'all can't hear me, hold on. Let me just do this real quick. I'm just gonna park somewhere because I just came out of a bad spot. I was trying to head to my house. Let me just pull over here. I had to go through the car wash, y'all. I had to get my car washed. Oh, you couldn't hear me. Okay. All right. So yeah, y'all should be able to hear me better now. Okay. Um, anyways, like I was saying, okay, I have 4 kids. For those of you that don't know, most of y'all already know this. I have 4 children, and one of them is autistic. And just like with any kids, whether you're in a 2-parent household or a single parent household, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's always challenges when you're raising a family or raising children, or just in life in general. You encountered, different challenges and stuff. Well, me being a single mom, it's always been a struggle, or not really so much a struggle, but, just challenging. And especially having, just a child that, does have special needs on my own. Okay. And she's high functioning. It's still buffering? That's crazy. Yeah, it's not buffering on my end. I'm not really sure what's going on. Okay, so the thing is, I have to explain because my situation for the last couple years have been dealing with my daughter, and that's what's kept me away from even being on here. Um, when the pandemic happened and her whole routine changed, and I guess her, like, really going through a lot of hormone changes and stuff within her own body, you know she just didn't take it very well, and I became like her worst enemy. um she is on medication. She decided that she wasn't going to take her medication anymore, and that that's really like when things just kind of That's when she just kind of like went off the deep end, basically. Um, she started hitting on me and all types of stuff. Okay. And, you know, honestly, it's sort of embarrassing to tell people that, because a lot of people will judge you. They'll be like, oh, well, if that was my kid, I would have done this, this, and this. But it's easy to say that. But you don't know until you get yourself in that situation, and I'm not a person that just acts on, my first thought. I think about things before I do it. I think about what my repercussions are going to be. What are my consequences going to be? And I have a smaller child in my home, who is younger. Well, now my son is 11, and at that time he was 9. So we're talking about, I'm a single mother with kids. I have other kids in my home. I mean, my other ones are grown, but I have still a younger child in here, and if y'all don't know my background, his dad actually, tried to kill me. So, I mean, I have not had it easy. I've come from, abuse and trauma and stuff. So, and I mean, I deal with that every day. I It's something I don't think that I will ever fully recover from, is the trauma that I've been through with him, and knowing that, I almost died multiple times from this man, you know. Okay, so you take someone who's already been through a lot, and then they have to go through this again. Like, if my son were to get taken away from me, who's going to take him? You know, I don't need, and not just that, that's still my daughter's still my child, and she's not doing things just because that's what she wants to do. Those are her reactions. Those are, that's the way she didn't know any way, I guess, to handle herself, and it's just a lot going on, when you have children that, you don't fully understand their actions or their behaviors, so anyways, it was really rough. So on my last video, okay, when I was crying and I was telling y'all I was in a lot of pain, my daughter had actually hit me, okay, like in a spot, like in my jaw. And it had basically was pulling my eardrum, okay. It had gotten my sinuses extremely inflamed to the point to where I was in severe pain 24 hours a day for like 8 months. Okay. It took a lot to get that better. And I'm okay now. Thank God. I'm okay. You know, but we went through a lot after that. I mean, it was a lot, and I didn't have anybody to help. Her other family, her dad's side, is completely absent. Um, she's got a lot of brothers and sisters and all of that nature, but they're all absent from her life. Okay, so it's to the it's to the point to where, like, I'm not trying to hurt my kid. Like, I don't want to hurt her, obviously. I want to help her and get her help that she needs. But there's not really much help out here. You would think that, especially in these days and times, with the way that children are constant else. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just it was really hard. But like I said, I've seen an amazing change in her that I can't even explain. I can't even explain how proud I am of her. She has done so well there and changed her whole outlook on things. She's calmed down. She doesn't have quick, violent reactions. She's back on her medication because she realizes the difference when she is on it and when she isn't on it, and I mean, some people don't agree with medications and stuff, and that's okay. You know, I wouldn't knock anyone's outlook or opinions or your beliefs, because everything think different things work for different people. Like, I had tried, she had to be on medication because she's very violent, and there was actually even a statement made, that she was going to basically end me. You know, like, I don't know if I can really say that word on here. You know, I don't need to get a strike or anything of that nature. But you know, Wi-Fi. I don't know why it's buffering. Doesn't seem like I'm buffering on this end. Okay, so you know, anyways, you know, to make a long story short, she's been doing absolutely amazing. Um, you know, it took a long time for me to get on here because when I have a child in my home who's, I mean, I was under the most stress that I've ever been in my entire life, you know. And yes, I had been in an abusive relationship before, and you know, I almost lost my life multiple times, but that wasn't as stressful as going through a similar situation with my child, because I can walk away from a man, but I can't walk away from my kid, you know. This is someone who I have to take care of in every aspect, regardless of what they do to me. You know, it's it was a very, very stressful time for me, you know. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel bad, you know, about not, you know, being on here and, you know, and all of that. So I mean, and you know, I'm sure people were worried. I just can't even, you know, I mean, the last time I was on here, I was crying. I promised y'all I'd be back on here, but I couldn't. When I came home that night, it was, I don't even know what happened that night, but something happened, you know, and it was just every single day. And it was just constant, you know. Like, I'm not going to get into every single thing that happened because it doesn't matter. You know, the point is, you know, I was going through the most stressful time of my life, and I needed to take a break, you know, because I literally felt like I was going crazy. um I had to get myself, you know, I had to get that separation from her, to get her in order, to get myself straight. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't even though she's been gone since January and I've been dealing with a lot less stress, you know, it took a little while because she just came home last week for Easter. And I said, you know, after she left, you know, then I would be able to come back on here, because I had to she's I had to see for myself and know for myself that she's doing good, you know. And that was the real test, was basically her coming home and, you know, being with her in person and seeing how she is, because you can't visit and stuff there. Like, there are no visits. Um, you know, I get to talk to her once a week and we write and stuff like that, but there are no visits. And she graduates from there in June, you know, which, you know, is awesome. And she's a top cadet there. She's a squad leader. She's on color guard. She's a commander. Like, she has excelled way beyond my expectations. I knew that she was capable of doing anything that she wants to do. She's capable of doing. She's a very determined and strong-willed young lady. Like, she's got it going on, but you know what I'm saying? She just needed to get things in check and, you know, kind of take a step back to realize, you know, what she's doing and, you know, what the bigger picture is. So my advice is, if any of y'all have kids or even grandchildren, or if you have a friend that has kids, you know, and they're going through a rough time and they don't know what else to do, because like I said, there's not much help out here for these kids. Um, Check into a military school. You know, it usually doesn't last long. Like, they're only there. This is Florida Youth Challenge Academy. It's, if y'all are in Florida, it's near Gainesville. And they service the whole state of Florida. They will take you in. It's free. Yes, it's an $18,000 program, but you don't have to pay a dime. You don't have to do any kind of income requirements or anything of that nature. You just call them, let them know. You go for an orientation, and you know, I think they pick kids on maybe a priority basis, I believe, because they can probably only accept a certain amount, but they take in hundreds of children in every 6 months. So twice a year they do this. And it's I can't even explain how much it has helped us and my, my family and her. And it's amazing. It's hard to leave your kid, but we have to we have to do what we have to do to help our children, especially when they're going through rough situations, and they're not hurting the kids or anything like that. Like you know, they just give them structure and they have something for them to do they have a full itinerary every single day. They do the same things, on the weekends, they get fun time, they go on field trips, you work your way up to different levels and stuff like that. And it's awesome, and if you want to join the military when you leave there, you start off at a higher rank. So, because you get your actual military training in this academy. So when you go into the military, you don't have to do all that strenuous training. Like, you're already trained, and you start off at a higher rank making way more money than everybody else. So, it is a wonderful opportunity. And like, once June comes and she graduates, they don't just dump, like, she's not going to be just, that's it, you're out the program, you graduated and that's it. No, they stay in her life, or all these kids' lives, for an extra year after that. So really the whole program is 17 months, but the residential part is only 5.5 months. And they do that to guide them, to make, they help them, like, they have to be going to school or having a job when they leave, which she already got hired somewhere. So the day after she comes home, she's got a job to go to, full-time job. Her very first job, besides working with me in my store, she's got a full-time job. So, I couldn't be prouder of, everything that's going on. So, I really needed to let y'all know what was keeping me away, because, I've been thinking about, all of y'all for a long time. And, I just didn't want people to be like, dang, Beach Beauty just abandoned us, or, she just gave up. That's not the case. That's not the case. Y'all know I don't give up. Y'all know I'm not a quitter. I'm still here. Just things happen, and then not just that. I didn't want y'all to feel like, dang, did something happen to her? The last time she didn't sound too good, what's going on? I didn't want anybody to be worried or anything like that. So, it's just been a stressful time, but we got it all straight and everything's good. And I'm doing so much better. I feel better. I'm stress free. Maybe not stress free. We all have, a little bit of stress here and there, but for the most part, I'm stress free. I don't have any worries, especially pertaining to my kids. I had to take a mama break. I had to take a step back and take a mental health break, and, you know, do, my responsibilities as a mother, what I needed to do to help my kid, So I'm sure all of y'all understand that, because, you know, everything's, still going to be here when I get back. So that's just, what it is. So I just needed to let y'all know what was going on. Let's see. I haven't even read the comments. Let's see. Hold on, let me scroll back. Let's look at these comments. Let's see. Happy you back. It's a lot going on. Yeah, I haven't even been on YouTube since I've been off. Since the last time I made a video, I haven't even been on here because, like I said, y'all, I might not have met, especially like my day one followers. And, you know, I just, like, I have a bond with a lot of y'all. We've emailed so many for years, we've talked, I formed a bond with y'all. So it's like, it hurt me because I was also separating myself from something I love doing, which is helping people and trying to, you know, help families, or, help children and stuff like that. And also, separate myself from, people that I care about and that care about me and my well-being, so, but I am back, and, I will be back on here, from time to time. If I can be on here every day, then that's fine. But I really needed to just let y'all know what was going on. I didn't want people to be worrying. Um, I just needed to let y'all know what was going on. It's been, like I said, it's been pure hell what I was dealing with, but not no more. And actually she had actually calmed down for basically about probably maybe 4 months or so before she went in. So like the end of last year, things started to get a little bit better. We were getting on track, but it wasn't all the way there yet. You know what I'm saying? So me just being the person that I am, I didn't want to get back on here and be like, yeah, I'm back. Hey, I'm back. And then boom, something else happened. And then what? I disappear again? No, I don't like doing that, but that's just how it's been for the last couple years because of all the stress I've been under. It's real hard to get on here, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, they probably, maybe people don't understand. They might think, well, so what, you dealing with stress? We all deal with stress. You're just coming on here talking, but me coming on here and talking is more than me just coming on here and talking. That's more to that than me. To me, it's more than that to me. Um, when I do a video on YouTube, especially if I'm talking about something that's happened involving maybe a missing child, missing kids, just Kanika, things that I hold dear to my heart, it's more to me than me just coming on here and just, blurting out some words and making a video. I'd rather not do that. That way, when I'm on here speaking on these things, I can give that subject my full undivided attention, because I can't give it my full undivided attention when I'm dealing with my own issues, that are basically right in front of me, so it's just, I know y'all understand. So, I'm not really worried about that, but I mean, if someone don't understand and don't want to understand, then that's all good too, don't hurt me none. But let's see, long time no here. Yes, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be on here, talking to y'all. Yeah, I'm not really too embarrassed. I mean, it is embarrassed, getting on here and maybe saying that, because like I said, you got a lot of people that judge, but I mean, people that judge someone, people only judge people because they don't understand something themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you got to try to make someone understand something if you want that understanding and don't want to be judged. It's just that simple. So, it's not really that embarrassing because, I mean, things happen, and I mean, me personally, I really don't care, if someone wants to judge me, because I'm going through something with my kid, then go right ahead. That just shows you don't understand and you don't care to take the time to understand, you know, but it's just, yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So, let's see, I can relate. My first son was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, but he has other health issues that made him needing assistance. Sorry, y'all. I had to put a piece of candy in my mouth or something. My allergies have been bothering me, and my throat is tickling. I don't want to start coughing or sneezing. um, let's see. That made him needing assistance with everything. He had the biggest smile though. See, exactly. And that's how my daughter was. At first she was actually pretty excited to go to the military school. Like when I first told her she was gonna go, she wasn't happy, but then, like I told her, like, it's not a bad place. Like this place is gonna help you, it's going to help you. Like, you just have to be willing to accept the help, but really they don't give them a choice. You don't have a choice but to accept it, because if you don't do what they tell you to do, you know, you you go through a whole process of, like you might lose a level. You don't get phone calls. You don't get this. You don't get extra time doing whatever it is that you want. Like they make these kids realize that everything that you have or everything that you do is basically a privilege. You know, like you don't like you might want to take a 20-minute shower, but that's not something that you have to do. You know what I'm saying? That's a privilege. So when you get like up on levels, like they literally start you out in the first part of the program, like you have a limited time amount to eat your, food, like, because they don't need all that talking and all of that stuff or arguing at the table. Like you go in, you have X amount of minutes to eat, you know and I mean, if we all really think about it, like how much time do you really need to sit down and eat? If you sit down and you're just one person and you sit down and you only eat, you put your phone down and everything, no TV, no nothing. You're only eating. It should really only take you probably about maybe 5 minutes. It doesn't take you long to eat, but that's what they give them. 5 minutes to eat, probably 5 minutes in a shower. At first you don't get phone calls for like 2 weeks. But then after that 2 weeks, then you start moving up to levels. And once you start moving up to those, you get longer shower times, longer phone, you get phone privileges, and you get like longer phone time. You get longer, time a lot of things and look at things, in a different aspect, so, if like I said, if anybody's having issues, with their kids, and don't know what else to do, I highly, highly recommend that, because this definitely was not a mistake, and that's what I was kind of scared of, like I didn't want to make a mistake with my kid, sending my child somewhere and something that I regret for the rest of my life. No, this is something that I will always, be very grateful for. Because they didn't have to pick her, but they did. They chose her to come in there, and she's done absolutely amazing, and really, I mean, all the kids, all the parents are so proud of their kids, because all these children have just changed into upstanding citizens, so to speak. So, if anybody wants any kind of information on it or anything, just email me. My email, my email will either be in the description of this video, and if it's not, it's in the description of my other video. So if y'all want any kind of information on the military school, or if you live in Florida and you want any information on it, just email me and I will get back to you with that. Like I said, it's called Florida Youth Challenge Academy. That's in the state of Florida, and they do service the whole state of Florida. So, but they have them, as far as I know, in every state, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, so, just wanted to give y'all a quick look. Let's see, we don't get a manual when we have children, and that's something people need to understand. Exactly. We definitely don't. We don't get a manual, so really, just like children are learning throughout their lives, you know, people need to realize that, when we become parents, we're going through a learning process too with each and every child, because every kid is different. Even if they're similar in a lot of ways, you know, every what works on one child might not work on another. And it's literally been like that with all four of my kids. All four of my children are different in a lot of ways. You know, my oldest two kids, they have the same dad, and they, you know, I mean, they're very close, and they do a lot together and stuff like that. They travel together. They've always been very close. They're only 2 years with it. No, they're, let's see, 2 years minus a month. So what is that? That's 23 months. They're 23 months apart, and they're just very close, you know. And when they were little, everybody thought they were twins and stuff like that. But anyways, they've always been real close and always been inseparable. But even the two of them, they're so different, you know, in their own ways. And I've never been able to do, you know, what works for one doesn't work for the other. You know what I'm saying? So when we're parenting children, we're learning, you know, we're going through a learning process too. Like there is no manual, you know, and we make mistakes along the way, and it's okay to make mistakes, you know. We just have to learn to, you know, maybe not repeat those mistakes, even though sometimes it's hard not to do that. And that goes with anything, you know, especially when you just don't really know what to do, you know, and there's really no help out here for you. There's more agencies, I guess, basically, that will hurt you more than help, you know. And not to say anything bad about like, you know, like DCF or like Child Protective Services or whatever. But I mean, in a lot of instances, and I don't know how it is in other states, but in a lot of instances, they can, you know, especially in Florida, our system is terrible. The child protective system down here is absolutely horrible. They, most of the time, the kids that they take away are shouldn't be taken away. The ones that need to be taken out of the home never get taken out of the home, and they either have to continue to endure the neglect and abuse, or sadly, a lot of these children don't even live. They don't even live to you know, see the next day. Like it's very sad, you know, and it's so backwards, you know. But like I said, I mean, it will hinder, you know, it keeps a lot of parents from reaching out for help, because in the state of Florida, you reach out for help, and especially if your child's getting out of control, or if you have a younger child in the household, you try to reach out for some type of help. Next thing you know, these places, they have to report to DCF. And by you having a younger child in the house, they feel like it might not be safe because you have a kid that's violent, and they look at the parent like, what are you doing wrong? And it's like, well, wait, please tell me what I'm supposed to do, because I can't touch her. You know, you can't touch the child, even though we might get in a situation where we have to. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I mean, regardless of that, you know, legally, you know, you can barely touch your kid, regardless of what they're doing to you. You can barely touch them. You can't do nothing to them. You know, there's so many things, you know, and it's okay to have, yes, the kids should be protected when they need to be. You know what I'm saying? But where's the help for the parents that have to raise kids that don't want to listen? You know, it's it's a tough situation to be in, you know. But it's just, girl, I thought Florida was the worst until we moved to Texas. Oh, okay, so Texas is worse than Florida. Wow. That's, well, yeah, see, I haven't I don't know, you know, I don't know anything, you know, personally about Texas laws and stuff like that, but it's just crazy. And I think, you know, probably down in the, you know, maybe, you know, down in the South, I don't know. Like, it just makes me wonder, you know, it's just it's absolutely nuts. You know, I mean, I remember when I grew up as a kid, and not saying that this is right, you know, because I wouldn't sign anything like this, but I know when I was a kid, I mean, I grew up as a child up until my late teenage years. I grew up in South Carolina. So where I grew up, there was, like, we got spanked in school. If you get out of line, you get paddled. You know, you elementary school, you get paddled. When you move up to middle school, they had a leather strap. Like, I don't know if it was a belt or a leather strap. I don't know what it was, but I can tell you right now, when I got to middle school, I walked a straight line. Um, I think I skipped school maybe once or twice or something in middle school, but in middle school, I wasn't trying to get in no trouble. I didn't want to get in no trouble. I wasn't trying to do none of that because it didn't matter if you were a boy, a girl. It didn't matter how big, how little you were. It did none of that mattered. You were getting your ass tore up. Okay, like you would really. I mean, I don't know. I never saw it happen, but I knew kids that had got beat with that leather strap, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I would never. My kids no. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't sign nothing, for these people at the school to be putting their hands on my kids. But we're talking about a different era. And I don't even know, really, I don't even know if the parents had to give consent at that time. I don't know. We're talking about in the 80s. So 80s and 90s, like I don't know if, I don't know if parents had to give permission for that. I have no clue. But I just it's just crazy. Like a lot of us that grew up where I did, like we didn't do all that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, probably because we were terrified too. And a lot of y'all adults, y'all understand, growing up back in our time, if we did a lot of things that the kids do now, we would have been picking ourselves up off the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have got your behind beat, or spanked, or you just knew not to step out of line because you didn't even know, maybe you didn't know what would happen. You know what I'm saying? But you just knew you didn't want to step out of line and were more respectful. You know what I'm saying? But we're in a whole different time era now, and it's crazy. I mean, there's kids out here that'll just disrespect people they don't even know. You could be riding on the road and kids all in the road. You try to get through and the kids flicking you off and whatever they're doing, cursing you out, saying all whatever they got to say. It's just like, who raised you? You know what I'm saying? But really, it's not the parents, it's the kids, it's these kids, you know, because I mean, I didn't, well, I mean, I say obviously, but I didn't raise my kids to I didn't raise my child to, turn around and hit me. Like, if anything, she knew better. You know what I'm saying? But, she was going through a lot, whatever. It doesn't make it right. You know what I'm saying? But she knows better now. She wouldn't do anything like that no more. And I know that. I know that for a fact. You know, she's learned to really appreciate every single thing that she has and her family and me and everything else. So, it's just, if y'all are just coming in, I don't know if y'all can go back to the live. If not, I won't be on here for too much longer. Y'all can go and rewatch the live. But it's just it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's scary how these kids, just a lot of things that they do, and the kids out here, we have to really worry about them more than other adults because the young ones are the ones out here doing most of the crazy stuff, and it's because there's no discipline for them. And I don't mean just in the households. There's no discipline for them in the system. There's nothing. There's nothing. I don't, like I said, I don't know about really any other states. I can only speak for the state of Florida. But if your child gets in trouble down here, like I know when I was a kid, if you got in trouble, I mean, the first time you get in trouble, you didn't just go on home. Like that wasn't even a thing. No, you get in trouble, you got sent to a detention center, and then you go to like juvie or something, like and I mean, and like I said, that's from where I was from. I was raised as a teenager. I mean, my life up until I was like 16 in South Carolina. And I know because I got in trouble when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like so I know I'm speaking from experience. I did dumb stuff and I got sent to juvie. Like there was no, oh, slap on the wrist, you do this again, you know, oh no, you're going home. There was none of that. No, I got in trouble and I got sent away. Like it was an immediate thing. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But now I know here in Florida, your child gets into trouble, they do whatever they need to do, they put it in the computer and they send the kid home. And it will keep going like that until the child has reached some points or something. It goes on like a point system. After they get to so many points, then they will get them some help that they need, such as maybe, sending them somewhere where they can, be helped, or just get some discipline, like they don't do nothing. DJJ won't take kids. They don't do any of that unless they have a extremely serious charge or a whole bunch of charges. Okay, so I don't. My bad. Y'all don't know. My phone had died. So, anyways, like I was saying, there should be more help for these kids. Before it gets to that point. So, anyways, I guess I'll just get off of here because my phone is obviously dying. So I just wanted to just hop on real quick, let y'all know what has been going on for, the last year. Let y'all know I will be back. I'm definitely back. There's no more. And if y'all want, if y'all want information on, I'm trying to see if y'all can hear me or anything. If y'all want any information on the military school or anything like that for yourselves, friends, family, whatever, let me know and I'll definitely help y'all out with that. Okay? So I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If y'all have any questions or anything or whatever, my email is either down below or it's gonna be, I'll have to put it on there. If it's not, it's on my other videos. But if anything, I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all. Thank you so much for hopping on. It was great talking to y'all. Yeah, and I'll talk to y'all later. I love y'all. Have a good day. Bye.